Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Ali's Biology. In this video, we will discuss about the digestion in human being. So, before description, we must know the definition of digestion. That what does it mean? Now, digestion, it is the process by which the complex food it is being broken down into simpler, diffusible substances in the presence of certain enzymes, which are also called as digestive enzymes. So, this is called as digestion. So, I can write it in a short way like that. Uh, we have the complex food. We have the complex food, and that is which is we can say broken into the smaller diffusible substances. Now, this complex food is being broken down into smaller diffusible substances in the presence of certain enzymes. So, the breakdown of this food is going to be taken place in the presence of certain enzymes. So, this is digestion. Now, for example, if we talk about the human food, so it is mainly composed of carbohydrates, proteins, and the fat or the lipid. Okay, now first discussing about the protein. Now protein, it is a complex food because it is made up of many smaller units which are called as amino acid. Like for example, I'm going to make many of the molecules, they are get joined together with each other. So this is a big molecule. Now it will be we can say broken down with the help of protease enzyme, because protease enzymes they are responsible for the breakdown of this protein, so that whenever this protein it is being broken down, so smaller units will be formed which are called as amino acids. Now amino acids will be get formed after the action of these protease enzymes on this protein. So in this way, this protein, which is a larger molecule, it will be broken down into smaller units which are called as amino acids. Okay, second example, starch, which is a we can say carbohydrate, complex carbohydrate. Now it will be broken down with the help of amylase enzyme. Amylase enzyme, it is responsible to break the starch into the we can say smaller units. Now if we talk about this starch, so it is made up of many we can say smaller units which are basically simple sugar units, or we can say glucose molecules. Now all of them will be broken down. So in this way what will happen, that we can say the bonds between these smaller molecules which are simple sugar molecules or glucose molecules, these bonds will be broken, so that this starch gets converted into the smaller molecules which are called as glucose molecules, or we can say simple sugar molecules. Okay, then we have another we can say food component of the human, which is fat or lipid. Now this fat or lipid, it is also a complex food. Now with the help of lipase enzyme, this fat or lipid, which is a larger molecule, which is made up of we can say many simple units, and these simple units are called as fatty acids and glycerol. So basically these smaller units which are fatty acids and glycerol, they basically they link together to make the fat or the lipid, which is a large molecule. When these we can say this fat or lipid molecule, it is being broken down by the lipase enzyme, so it will be converted into the smaller, we can say, molecules like this. So for example, these are the fatty acids, so along with that these are the, we can say, glycerol molecules. So in this way we say that the fat or the lipid, it will be get converted into the fatty acids and glycerol, which are the smaller units. In this way the digestion of the, we can say, this fat or the lipid will be taken place, and in this way this lipase enzyme, it will act on the fat or lipid and convert this fat or lipid into smaller units, which are called as the fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, after that we say that what will happen after the, we can say, digestion. What will happen after that? Okay, then after digestion, what will happen? Now basically this digestion of the food, definitely it will take place inside the digestive system of the human being. Now, so inside the digestive system of human, we can say the protein will get converted into the amino acids, starch will get converted into the simple sugar, or we can say glucose molecules, and fat or lipid, it will get converted into the fatty acids and glycerol. So basically amino acids, simple sugar or glucose, and the fatty acids and glycerol, these are the simpler diffusible substances. So these simpler diffusible substances, for example glucose, amino acids, and we can say glycerol, all of these are the simpler diffusible substances. So all of these will be carried to all cells of the human body through the blood circulation. These, we can say, these substances will be carried to the all cells of the human body. In this way what will happen when these substances they reach the cells? So what will happen over there? We can say these simpler diffusible substances will get assimilate. What is mean by assimilate, or we can say assimilation? Basically these substances, these glucose, amino acids, glycerol, etc., these are responsible to make the body's own structures. For example, if you talk about the human body, so these, we can say, these amino acids, they will get joined together to make the proteins of the human body, which are responsible for making different structures like nails, hairs, etc. Okay, and then in addition to this, hormones and we can say enzymes, they will also be get formed. Okay, now at cell level, whenever we can say these substances, simpler diffusible substances, when they reach the cells, so at cell level what will happen? That these simpler diffusible substances, they will assimilate, or we can say assimilation of these simpler diffusible substances will take place to make, we can say, proteins, hormones, enzymes, etc. So this is basically proteins. They are made up of amino acids. So I have just quote the example of amino acids. So whenever the amino acids they get assimilated, so they will make the proteins, they will make the hormones, and they will make the enzymes as well. Because if we talk about the hormones and enzymes, they are also protein in nature. It means that like proteins, these hormones and enzymes, they are also made up of amino acids. It means that amino acids, they are the building blocks of the proteins as well as hormones and enzymes as well. Okay, now these proteins, these are responsible to make various body structures, like we can say, if we talk about the skeletal muscles, if we talk about the smooth muscles, if we talk about the cardiac muscles, all of these muscles will be formed from the proteins. And hormones, different hormones, they are being produced by the body, which are responsible for the proper functioning of the various organs which are present inside our body. And then enzymes, which activate, or we can say which enhance the chemical reactions which are occurring inside our body. So all of these are formed from the amino acids. Okay, now along with that, we can say whenever these simple diffusible substances, when they assimilate together, or we can say when they get assimilated to make proteins, hormones and enzymes, along with that we can say energy will be also get released, and that energy will be utilized by our body for our different activities. Okay, so after that, whenever we can say that useful substances, which are basically simpler diffusible substances, they are carried to all cells of the human body. So the rest of the material which does not digest at all, so that part of the food is undigested food, we can say. So the undigested food, it will be eliminated outside, it will get eliminated outside the human body. It will get eliminated outside the body of human, and this process is called as defecation. I hope so that you understand. Thank you very much.